It started with whispers, then murmurs, then a global scream that no one could ignore. The ground beneath our feet, once a symbol of stability, has become a treacherous, trembling surface. They're calling it the global tremor, but that name feels too small, too clinical for the terror it brings. It's not just one earthquake, it's a constant, rolling shudder. The planet itself feels sick. Just last night, a magnitude 7.8 quake tore through a region that hadn't seen a tremor in over 1,000 years. Buildings didn't just crumble, they turned to dust. News reports flash images of cities reduced to rubble, but it's the personal stories that truly break you. I saw a video this morning. A man, his face caked in dirt, was just whispering, "It won't stop shaking. Make it stop shaking." But it doesn't stop. Not for him, not for any of us. The shaking has become the new silence. The scientists on TV, bless them, they try to explain it. They talk about tectonic plates shifting in unprecedented ways, a cascade failure of geological fault lines. One expert, Dr. Eris Thorne, his face pale under the studio lights, said, "Imagine the Earth's crust as a pane of glass. For millennia, it's had cracks. Now, something has hit it with a hammer. A hammer. What kind of hammer can strike a planet? That's the question they can't answer. Or maybe they're afraid to. And then there's the sky. The sun has become a myth, a memory. From Yellowstone to Mount Fuji, the great sleeping giants of our world are waking up, one by one. They're not just erupting, they're raging. They spew ash so thick it chokes the sky, turning midday into a perpetual, suffocating twilight. The air is gritty. It smells of sulfur and endings. We breathe in the dust of mountains that stood for eons, now turning our world to gray. The news channels have stopped showing weather forecasts. What's the point? It's all the same. Widespread ashfall, severe air quality warnings, and a projected temperature drop of 10 degrees Celsius globally. They call it a volcanic winter. I call it the long good night. I saw a flock of birds yesterday, disoriented, flying straight into a building confused by the endless dark. It was a small tragedy in a world full of them, but it felt final. Nature itself is losing its way. People are turning to anything that offers a sliver of hope, or at least an explanation. The old myths are being dragged out from dusty books. Ragnarok, the Kali Yuga, the Mayan prophecies. On social media, under the hashtag #EndTimes, people are sharing ancient texts, claiming our ancestors saw this coming. They talk of a planetary alignment, a cosmic reset, a celestial judgment. Are these the ravings of a terrified populace, or the echoes of a truth we forgot long ago? When science falls silent, myth begins to speak. My neighbor, an old woman named Alara, doesn't watch the news anymore. She sits on her porch, wrapped in blankets despite the chill, and just watches the ashen snow fall. Yesterday, she told me, my grandmother used to say the earth has a fever. It gets sick when we hurt it too much. Maybe it's just trying to burn the sickness away. And the scariest part is, it made perfect sense. We've been poisoning our world for centuries. Maybe this isn't an attack. Maybe it's an immune response. The emotional toll is devastating. Panic buying has stripped the stores bare. There's a new kind of silence in the streets, a heavy, watchful quiet. People don't make eye contact anymore. We all share the same fear, but we're all trapped in our own private apocalypses. I called my sister last night. We didn't talk about the ash or the quakes. We talked about a family vacation we took when we were kids. We laughed about how I got lost in the woods and she found me. We just wanted to remember a time when the world felt safe. Before we hung up, she whispered, "I'm scared." And all I could say was, "I know." What else is there to say? Governments are urging calm, but their messages feel hollow. They talk of shelters, of continuity, of resilience. But how can you be resilient when the very ground you stand on is betraying you? When the air you breathe is poison? They show us satellite images of the planet, swathed in a thick, swirling gray veil. We look like a dying star, a ghost planet. Last night, something new happened. The sky, in places where the ash was thinner, didn't show stars. It glowed, a faint, eerie green and purple aurora, but not at the poles. It was everywhere. Scientists are baffled. They're speculating about the Earth's magnetic field weakening, collapsing, letting in solar radiation we were never meant to touch. The beauty of it was terrifying. A celestial death rattle. It's strange, the things you think about. I find myself staring at old photographs. A world with blue skies, green grass, a sun that warmed your skin. It looks like a fantasy novel now. Did we appreciate it? Did we ever really look at the sky and feel grateful that it wasn't trying to kill us? I think about all the small stupid things we worried about. Deadlines, traffic, arguments. It all seems so beautifully, achingly trivial now. The shaking is getting worse. The lights just flickered again. Outside, a siren wails, a lonely sound in the gray afternoon. It's been wailing for hours. I don't think anyone is coming to turn it off. We are being shaken apart, buried in ash, and bathed in a light that doesn't belong here. We are witnessing the impossible. So, as I sit here, in the growing dark, listening to the hum of a planet in its death throes, I have to ask, is this just a series of tragic, coincidental disasters? Is it the planet's final, desperate attempt to heal itself? Or are we a chapter in a much older, cosmic story? One that was always destined to end like this? Is this the end of the world, or is it the beginning of something else entirely?